the sight lines are good because you can put in more seats, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to see the game based on what we've seen in Utah.
Yeah, you won't be missing half the offense or the defensive zone like in Utah. I saw that video on Instagram the other day. That was nutty. The Utah rink, I think it's called Delta Center or American Airlines Center, United Center maybe. It's one of the airline centers. But the seats are so far forward that if you're in the upper deck, you're missing half of the closest offensive zone, which I thought somebody messed up here. Someone's getting shit canned on Monday.
No, I don't think anyone messed up. I think when that was built, it was built with concerts and basketball in mind. And the Utah Jazz play there, and it's a fantastic spot to see Jazz games from what I understand. But I know that there's been IHL and AHL there, and people are like, well, they've had hockey there before, so they should know. But you're not going right to the back of the arena when those games are happening, right? I mean, they probably had it roped off at the top, and the sight lines were great, and they probably had that area scratched off. So when they were selling seats for those games, they probably didn't have a situation where there was bad sight lines. But this is not the first time this has happened. When Phoenix first went down when the Jets first went down to Phoenix, they had an issue with that when they were playing downtown where the Suns play. I know Ottawa had a bit of a situation when they first expanded back in the 90s. There were some sightline problems. Where else? When the Islanders went and played in Brooklyn, they had some issues there. Remember, it looked like a European rink where they had vehicles up on the side. Like they work with what they have. I think what they thought was, hey, we'll put people in here. You still get to see 75% of the ice. We'll reduce the tickets that way, telling people reduced visibility, but we want to get as many people in there as possible. But you can't be selling those tickets for full freight, and I certainly hope they're not. I certainly hope they're smarter than that, or maybe they're capitalizing on the whole new aspect of having the Utah Hockey Club playing right now. But I'm sure they will get it figured out. Maybe turn those into boxes somehow where you're not necessarily sitting stadium style all the way back. It'd be more of a flat part, but they got to keep the Jazz in mind because you don't want to screw with that too much. So they'll get it figured out. Again, they only announced this, like 4 or 5 months ago? So I think they've done a pretty good job to get it to where it is for now. But yes, they will have to make improvements as they go along. But yeah, don't look a gift horse in the mouth too much.
How scummy of them, though, to call the Utah Hockey Club, knowing that they're going to change the name and add a logo and new jerseys next season. So you fans coming in year one, we'll rinse you for 3 jerseys this year and all the merch. And then next year, we'll get you again. That is so scummy.
Not really. Look, every team's doing that with their 3rd jersey and the commemorative jersey and the heritage jersey and whatever. They'll call this the inaugural jersey, and they'll still use it, and it'll be a throwback, and it'll be up on the shelves. It reminds me of old Spaceballs. Marketing, merchandising. We got Spaceballs lunchboxes. We got Spaceballs this. We got Spaceballs that. It's merchandising. They're probably looking at it going, ooh, this is good. Let's go with no name. Same thing that PWHL did. Now they got logos. They get to sell all brand new merch again. It's not necessarily a scummy move unless you look at the whole league in doing that, because they've been doing that for decades.
I mean, they did it a couple of years ago. They had the 2 jerseys. They had the alternate jersey and then the reverse retro jersey, and then, like you mentioned, all the other commemorative jerseys. So, bit of a fleece job. I'm not a big fan of that personally, but
look. If you look at it this way, the Montreal Canadiens actually hold the record for the most amount of jersey changes as far as the little tweaks, like the blue band gets a little thicker, the C turns in a little bit more, the H gets bigger. Like, they've tweaked it just a little bit here and there, but they've kept it. They've kept the core of what the CH is, right? So it always goes through changes. I mean, look at it this way. The Detroit Red Wings, when Nicholas Lidstrom was captain, they had to put the C on the other side because they streamlined the jerseys, and the Red Wing logo was too big to put the C up there the way Steve Yzerman had it up on his shoulder, so they had to move it to the other side. So, listen, it happens. It's part of the thing. It all comes down to making the cash register make noise.
Hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button. We do a new podcast every single Sunday during the season called Sling the Biscuit. It is a non-mainstream hockey podcast, so we talk about my hockey career, the minor pros, Spain, the Fed, you name it, all the stuff that you won't hear in the mainstream news.
Music,
pop culture,
politics, a little bit.
Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you soon.